So we are making a quick dinner. Thatcher is always asking for spaghetti, and I'm not a huge fan of spaghetti, just because that's one of the few like real meals that I ate as a kid. And you know how you just get burnt out? You either crave that meal that you had as a child, or you get burnt out. And for me, spaghetti is a burnout one. So we're going to do a TikTok spaghetti, which I don't have TikTok or watch TikTok, but I've seen people talking about it, so we're going to give it a try and see how it goes. So I have a pound of ground beef I have down in my pan with 1 bell pepper that I've chopped out, and I'm going to add in some seasonings for this. Now y'all remember, this is a very lean ground beef. So the moisture we see coming off of it is going to be from the bell pepper. It is not a ton of fat. I know that freaks a lot of people out. But we're going to add in just whatever seasonings you would normally use for your for your spaghetti. So I'm adding some Cajun seasoning. And this TikTok video recipe really didn't give a whole lot of clarity on amounts of anything, so we're just going to kind of season with our hearts. I'm adding some Italian seasoning. I also want to add in some of my minced onion. I've got to get some more onion powder because I'm not seeing any up here, and I don't have any onions right now. I need to get some. I did get some, but I didn't pay attention to how well they looked in my grocery pickup, and they did not look pretty. So I just tossed them all out in the compost. And I know some people were going to tell me don't put onions in your compost. I put onions in my compost. Anyway, I'm rambling tonight. So I just added in some Cajun seasoning, some Italian seasoning, some onion. I'm going to add in some garlic salt. I don't want to go too heavy on the salt because we are using jarred pasta sauces. So they'll be salty, plus the Cajun seasoning has a little bit of salt in it. And we will taste test once this meat is all done to kind of see if we need to add any more seasoning. But I'm just going to let that cook and soften those bell pepper. I do have the oven preheating to 350, and I had wanted to make my own Alfredo sauce, which is super easy. You just need like a stick of butter, a couple cups of heavy cream, and some Parmesan seasoning, but I don't have a ton of heavy cream. So what I'm going to do is I cooked a pound of pasta. I'm going to use a jarred Alfredo. And I'm just going to rinse my jar out with the half and half that I do have. I'm not sure how I used up all of that heavy cream already. But pour that over. Probably give it one more rinse. Because this jarred Alfredo seems a little bit thick to me when you pour it out like this. I'm going to add in a little bit of Parmesan also. We're kind of like doctoring up a jarred pasta sauce here. Let's just mix this all together. Now, if you're making your own Alfredo, you'll do the exact same thing. So you'll just make your Alfredo, like I said, a stick of butter, a couple cups of heavy cream, some Parmesan cheese. Heat it on the stovetop and you're good to go. And you just mix it in with your cooked noodles. The recipe, well, the video online said to cook your noodles all the way. I did undercook mine because these are going in the oven. So I don't want to end up with mushy noodles. That's my personal choice. I just think that undercooking it by a minute or two will be better in the long run. After we cook it, I guess we'll see if I was right or wrong. Let's just stir this again. Now I'm going to pour in my jarred marinara sauce. Like I said, this is a super quick way to get dinner on the table. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit and let this simmer together for a few minutes. Now remember, these thick tomato sauces and everything, once they get hot, it will pop. So make sure you're stirring it and you're keeping an eye on it so you don't get splattered with some hot, thick tomato sauce. Alright, so I'm going to take a little taste test while Thatcher is stirring for us.
Give me a chef hat.
You want a chef hat?
Yes.
Sorry, I ain't got one. Slowly and carefully.
There's fire? There's a little fire right there.
Mm. So, the peppers do need a little bit longer to cook. I'm going to add in some more seasoning. Let's go with some garlic.
Can I touch the stove now?
You can be gentle in touching this. Feel how hot it is? And that pan is even hotter. So we're going to add in some more garlic.
Ooh, I love garlic.
This is...
Ooh. Can you stir it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get hurt like that.
Okay, be careful, baby. So this was just the regular garlic seasoning, not with salt.
I can't get hurt like that at school.
Yeah, you got to be careful, huh? That's why. Do you see why Mama says careful?
Yeah. And I also...
You were being careful. You just needed to be a little more careful, huh?
Yeah, I was being careful enough, but then I accidentally didn't
Pay attention.
have my elbow
Yeah.
like stuff.
Okay, so let's see. Perfect. So, I'm just going to let this simmer for about another 2 minutes or so to let those bell peppers soften even more. Our oven is preheated. Our noodles are ready, so we're just kind of waiting for a minute. We're going to turn this off.
It sounded like something exploded.
No. All right, back up. And we're just going to pour this meat sauce over the top.
Ooh, can I stir it?
We're not going to stir it together. Well, we're a couple years ago when they did those baking like box cake mix recipes, and everybody screamed like, "Don't mix it!" So this one, you don't mix it. You just spread the meat over the top. Just kind of spread it out.
Do you remember that last time when, like, it was like 3 years ago when I got my leg burnt?
When you got your leg burned?
No, my lip.
Your lip? Oh yeah, because you tried to touch your lip to it, huh? You learned your lesson then, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Alright, so very last step is we're just going to sprinkle the top with Parmesan cheese and mozzarella. This is the mozzarella, y'all. And you don't have to put this much. I'm just putting it because I'm not putting this little bit back in the fridge. And now for just a little bit more of Parmesan. And if I was just going for the cheesy factor, I'd just do the mozzarella, but I like the bite that Parmesan gives us. I see it, baby. All right, back up.
Okay.
Now this is going to go in the oven for about 20 minutes. So as y'all can see, it's still bubbling away. I'm going to try and scoop it. It is still so hot. Yes. All right, we're going to plate it up and see how this tastes. I might should spin it. I'm going to give it a little taste test before we plate everything up. It tastes very similar to like a vodka sauce. So I'm here for it. And even though I know I'll get some critics about the fact that he used jarred sauces and it's not a big deal, it's something different for us. So I'm here for it. It doesn't make me feel like I'm having the classic spaghetti, which my kids love, so I'm hoping they'll love this also. And just made it with a simple little Caesar salad, and dinner is done. And that's what we need, especially when kids are hungry and ready to go at 5 o'clock, because after school, that's exactly what they want. So I say huge win. The only thing I do different is next time hopefully I'll have enough heavy cream to make my own Alfredo. But other than that, I wouldn't change a thing. So definitely make sure your noodles are, for my opinion, is that they're undercooked slightly, because these are perfectly cooked. So, I mean, you don't want to go super under because it's only in the oven for 20 minutes, but I think it's a tremendous win. So, hopefully y'all give it a try, and we will see y'all in the next one.